All the guns you'll be seeing today are available on solware.co.uk, based in Tamworth. Hello and welcome. Test and review day today for the Kral puncher Nish. As you can tell, looks lovely in Turkish walnut. Has proved to be so far really well, likes most pellets and shoots pretty bog on, to be fair. So I'm expecting to do really well in our test today. Included in the test, obviously, we've got the normal battle league conditions where you've got the 5mm targets, the big target for pellet on pellet, and then we've got the rings test. The idea of this gun is to score above 110. We would be looking for it to score, I would have thought today, around the 125 mark. Easy 120 mark should be accomplishable for this gun. Right, let's begin. It's 5 shots into our 5mm targets. We'll start at the top left and go top left, top right, centre, bottom left, bottom right. Here we go. That's a 10 to start us off. I think that might just be in the 10, it's very close. That's a 10. That's just off. And that's high. Oh, didn't do well at all with those, but we'll give it a little bit of a hand. It was all tuned in before we started today, but it's not fancy in it, I can say. As we go to the right, let's begin with the main target for pellet on pellet. That's a 10. That's a 10. That's a 10. That's a 10. And the last one, we've just run out. Not to worry, I have another magazine at the ready. That's a 9. He's dropped a few points there, but it's best to drop them now than it is in the big rings round, which of course score you the big money. But I'm not sure how much he scored there. I'll reckon that up and I'll get set up for the rings. Right, after the first round he only got 96 out of the 100, so he'll need to pick up some big points in this round. He'll be in the red rings at the top. That's 5. That's 10. That's 15 just. That's 20. Now the bonus one, can you get this? Yes, I think he has. So he scores a 135 in the last round and a 96. I think if I count that right, is that a 129? 129 scored in its test, which isn't a bad score at all. Wouldn't say it's bang on accurate at the moment, but it's very acceptable. It's more than acceptable. Little things you pick up and notice about the gun, which I'll go into the review on shortly. I'll just get ready for that. I'll finish off with this now here, and I'll come back to you with our review. Okay, let's get our 5 shots across the chronograph done. First one. 171. 170. 171. 170. And 169. So if we say our middle one there was 170.5, and we'll take that and we'll add that up. As I normally do, I forgot to give you the results of our chronograph test. The weight of the pellet that was used was 16.08, which is the JTS dead centres. I broke it down into feet per second from metres per second, which was 559.3. Our energy level from the muzzle is 11.37 foot-pounds, so it's got quite enough power there, and it's got 15.42 joules, so again, quite enough there. Really happy with those results. Sorry I forgot to put this in and had to put it on to the end. I have a habit of always forgetting to do this, but it's there anyway. Okay, that's all the work done with the gun. What do we think about the gun in our review? Well, let me just turn that off. Well, I love the wood stock, absolutely fantastic. I don't like the cocking mechanism at all. It's a bolt style, which Kral's, as you know, will normally be like a long flick out arm, which I think would have suited this gun a lot better, to be fair. But they've gone with the bolt. It gets rather pellet fussy. Some pellets it doesn't like to load them, and I found that out when I was doing the pellet testing. I was using Webley Acupels and it wouldn't load those at all, really struggled to load them, so you do have to be very careful what pellets you use. Quietness wise, the supplied Kral silencer works a treat, and it really is quiet, I have to say. This new Turkish walnut thing that's about now with a lot of the Turkish guns, I think's outstandingly, and it's cut lovely. There's no rough edges. You can rub your fingers all around it without fear of a splinter, you know what I mean? It's well done. Would I recommend the gun to anybody? Yeah. I mean, it scored a 129, that's not a bad score, and to be quite honest with you, it was still a little bit wavery through the test. It didn't seem as it was quite settled as where it should be. It was pellet tested, it come out the best with the JTS dead centres, and to be quite honest with you, when we were pellet testing it, it was putting pellet on pellet, and I noticed that there was a little bit of movement about with it when we were obviously doing, straight after we run straight into this where we do the review and test session. So I noticed that it got a bit of wavering going on, but it escaped with a 129, which is a fantastic score, to be fair. And obviously when it's had a bit more time with the JTS dead sensor and you can tune it in properly, I think it had scored probably the 135, to be fair, and I was a bit confident with this gun that it may do that today, but as I say, as more pellets went through, it did start to move, but then again, it could still be bedding in, so that's not a problem, and I suppose it would get better over time. The rubber bud part is very comfortable into the shoulder when shooting. There's no kickback at all. Obviously with a PCP you very rarely get a bit, you do get a gun every now and again that has like a little bit of a kickback to it. This hasn't got that at all. It shoots really nice. 2 12-shot magazines, always handy. They've helped out today when I've been doing this, because obviously like you get through a fair few pellets in the test and review sessions and the pellet test, so it's done really well. I've shot with the gun today possibly, I don't know, I'm guessing around, work it out, about 50-60 shots. It's still saying it's a quarter into the green, so if that gives you an idea, it was blown up to 200 bar. So yeah, I would imagine you've got 70 to 80 shots there, no problem. Even in the 2.2 version, which I'm using today. So yeah, our recommendation from RNC on tour, yeah, it's a gun to look at. It's not massively over heavy, even though it's in the walnut stock. It's nice to hold. It's quite sure of itself. If now and again that bolt action does let it down, I'm going to be honest with you, like, otherwise this would be a super gun, I think. But it's still done well, it still looks nice, and it's well usable, and if you were to take this out in the field, you'd hit what you want to hit, I've no doubt. But that concludes our test and review today for the Kral Nish, Puncher Nish. And yes, from RNC on tour to you, we do recommend this gun. At the moment, I think the walnut version going in the kit version for around £500, and I think the standard synthetics around 460, 470. Obviously that will differ from retailers. Solware, I've based the price on, are usually one of the best about, to be fair. Always try them first. But thank you all for watching. That resolves our review and test today, and yeah, over the moon with the gun. I'm really looking forward to getting it outside and probably use it in permission purposes. See how that goes. Thank you very much. Bye bye now.